crimson skies of Gallifrey, once a beacon of Time Lord ingenuity, now pressed down on the Doctor like a suffocating velvet drape. He'd grown weary, bone-tired of the endless debates in the Panopticon, the rigid adherence to the non-interference policy, the bureaucratic cobwebs that clung to every temporal thread. He was a Time Lord, a born explorer, and Gallifrey had become a gilded cage. He found solace and a kindred spirit in Lady Lhan. She, too, felt the pulse of the universe calling, the siren song of the unknown. Her sharp wit cut through the pomposity of the Council with ease, and her eyes held a yearning for something more than the sterile perfection of their homeworld. They made a pact, whispered in hushed tones in the dusty archives of the Academy: escape. The plan was audacious, bordering on suicidal in the eyes of the ruling elite. They would take an obsolete, decommissioned time capsule, a relic from the early days of time travel. Its navigational systems were archaic, its chameleon circuit barely functional, but it was their ticket to freedom. And there was one more piece, the Hand of Omega. A legendary stellar manipulator, a device of unimaginable power. The Doctor knew its potential for good, but also its catastrophic capacity in the wrong hands. He couldn't leave it on Gallifrey to become a weapon in some future time war. He reasoned that keeping it was a lesser evil, a risk he had to shoulder. The night of their escape was heavy with anticipation. The Doctor, in a borrowed threadbare coat, met Lhan near the abandoned time capsule repository. The air hummed with dormant temporal energy. Lhan, her usual regal bearing replaced with a nervous energy, wore simple, practical clothes. "Ready, my dear?" the Doctor asked, his voice a low murmur. Lhan nodded, her silver braids catching the faint moonlight. "Ready to be anything but Lhan. I'll need a new name, Grandfather. Something less Gallifreyan." She paused, considering. "Let's start with Susan." The Doctor smiled, a rare and genuine expression of hope. "Susan, it suits you. Strong, independent, and with a hint of mischief." They slipped inside the time capsule. It was cramped, filled with the musty smell of forgotten technology. The console was a bewildering array of dials, switches, and flickering lights. The Doctor, fueled by adrenaline and a lifetime of accumulated knowledge, began the complex process of energizing the old machine. "Are you sure about this, Grandfather?" Susan asked, her voice laced with a hint of doubt. The Doctor didn't look up. His fingers danced across the console, coaxing the capsule to life. "Positive. We're Time Lords, Susan. We're meant to explore, to learn, to help, not to stagnate in a gilded cage." The capsule shuddered, groaning in protest as it began the temporal displacement. The world outside dissolved into a blur of swirling colors and distorted shapes.